Okay, fine. My SAP screen is visible to all of you. My SAP screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So last time we had discussed regarding the reversal of the documents. So there is a very small thing left out. Uh, there may be some question in your mind regarding those that particular thing. Let us go to the same place. So whenever we are going to reverse any document, because we know that once one entry is passed in SAP, then for changing of a particular document which is already saved in SAP, we have very little scope. That means very few things can be changed, very few things. What are the things changed? Three things can be changed in a document. One is your assignment, second one is your value date, and third one is text. So only these three things has been changed, whatever discussed in the last class, but these are the very minor things. In fact, actually people do blunder in selection of the proper GL account, as well as while feeding the data manually, there is a mistake in amount also. So these vital two things, that is in the general ledger account as well as in the amount, nothing can be done. If you pass a document and save it, a document number is created, then it cannot be changed. Those things cannot be changed. So only thing is we can reverse that particular document and then we can pass a correct document, right? So while reversing a particular document, first of all, we have to give a reversal reason, right? We have to give a reversal reason why we are reversing that particular document. So while giving the reversal reason, there are many things which are uh, there are many reversal reason in the SAP software itself. Regarding negative posting, I think you are very clear regarding the negative posting. Negative posting is a very important thing. It is the way the things are presented, right? On the same side it is recorded, not on the other side. For example, suppose you are passing a entry salary account debited, and if you reverse, salary will be credited, but when you display the ledger account in SAP, you will see that salary on the credit side nothing will be shown, but on the debit side it will be shown with a minus sign, right? So that is the most important thing. So how these things happens? For happening that thing, you have to do two numbers of customization. First of all, in your company code, you have to select negative posting permitted. Once you do the negative posting permitted here, then also in the global parameters screen, let us go to the global parameters screen. So global parameters is that screen where at a single place you can find out what are the basic settings you have done. Okay, what are the basic settings you have completed in a single screen, you can see it. So that is your global parameters. So if you want to see the global parameters, there is a transaction code OBY6. You have to put the transaction code OBY6. Then actually it is showing that the data is logged by the user. Okay, see, one thing I have not told you so far. Suppose you are passing any transaction, right? Suppose you are passing any suppose you are making any customization, right? So in this case, sometimes it may show this kind of message that the data is logged by user, that username will also appear and can be displayed only. Okay, in fact in SAP, customization can be done by a single user at a time. let us take an example. Suppose you are creating a posting period variant. Okay, so whenever you are creating a posting period variant, whenever you are creating any field status variant, these are the customizations. In that case, only one user can at a time open that particular screen and do the customization. So sometimes what happens, when you want to do that customization, it will say the data is logged by the user. That user name will be appeared here, right? So if you want to go inside, you can only display the logged data. That means you cannot do the customization because someone is already there in the customization screen, right? So when this kind of situation will arise, how to face that? Actually there are two alternatives. You have to wait for some time. Wait for some time means that user may complete that customization maybe within some seconds or some minutes, then automatically it will go out. Otherwisely, you can also remove that particular user. It is a very, very important thing. You can remove that particular user from that screen. Removing a particular user from a screen requires a transaction code called SM04. Again, I am telling, this is a transaction code which is used by the system administrator or basis consultant to control the users, to remove the users from a particular screen. Suppose you are working on a particular screen, immediately it may happen that you are getting out. Okay, getting out from that screen is no more. Without your fault, you are getting out of that screen and you come to the easy access. So how this things happens? There is a transaction code called SM04. This is a transaction code used by basis consultants, who is a technical consultant. So by using SM04 and enter, you can see the number of users who are currently log on into the system. Again, I am telling, by putting SM04 transaction code and put enter, you can see who are the users already log in the system, right? So this is myself. In addition to myself, there are also another users who have already logged on the screen. Suppose I want to remove a particular user, right? Because that user is creating obstacle in making the customization, right? So sometimes it may happens that that particular user intentionally or unintentionally always halt in a particular customization screen. It do not come out unless and until that particular user comes out from that screen. You cannot do any customization. So there is a transaction code SM04 to see the user, because that user will be shown in the message that this user is already logged in. You can only display. You cannot make any changes or you cannot do any customization. So you have to remember the username and come to this screen and remove that user. How to remove that user? Suppose you want to remove this particular user. So in this case, you have to select that user and click on the user, log off user system wide. Then you have to click on yes. Once I click on yes, what happens? That user is automatically removed. Here also, these two users are already logged in. These two users are my students, where the ID starts with 68 font 12. Myself is 68 font 2. Another one is 68 font 12. Another one is 68 font 27. Right? So in this case, if I want to remove somebody, maybe in another batch somebody has logged in, then in that case I can select this. Okay, already everybody is in the SM4 also. So I am also in SM4, they are also in SM4, right? So let's see whether I can remove them or not, because SM04 they are also displaying the same thing. Maybe you are some of you may be already log in and showing the SM04 simultaneously. So I am selecting this SM4 and click on user, log of user, system wide, and yes. Okay, then gone. So I also want to make this user to go out, user, log of user, system wide, yes, gone. So only one user, myself, is in the screen, right? So this is the way, SM04 is the way to select and remove from the system. Once it is removed from the system, then automatically I can do my customization, or I can complete my customization. Okay. So negative posting permitted, there are two things you have to do. First of all, you have to select here negative posting, or what you can do, you can let us open another session, and here OBY6, I have to click on OBY6. In the OBY6, I have to click on the position button. Position button is nothing but it is like Control F, put S200 7200. So this is 7200, just double click here, and in the bottom there is a tick mark called negative posting permitted, right? So once I select negative posting permitted and save, then automatically also the same thing will be shown here. The same thing will be also shown here, permitted negative posting, right? So these are almost the things which are interchangeable. There also it is showing, here also it is showing. So anyway, you can do it in the OBY6, or you can come here in this screen, permit negative posting, and select. Then second thing is define reasons for reversal, right? So there are already many predefined reasons of reversal why you are reversing a document, it is appearing, right? So you have to select negative posting. Once you select the negative posting, then automatically the posting will appear, the reverse posting will be appeared on the same side but a minus sign, right? So that is the thing. But in addition to that, you have to select alternative posting date. So what is the meaning of this alternative posting date? Suppose we are passing a wrong transaction on, say, 9th November 2022, and we discover the wrong transaction on, say, 10th November 2022, right? So in this case, suppose I want to reverse that document on 10th November 2022, but not on 9th November 2022. So what is the requirement? The requirement is you have to select the alternative posting date, right? If you do not select the alternative posting date, then what happens? The reversal has to be made on the same date when the document is posted. That means on the same date when the document is passed. Let us trial this. Suppose in the, see, these are the two things. One is reversal in current period, reversal in closed period. What does it mean? Current period means today is now this is the month of November. So any reversal you will do, it will happen in the month of November. Suppose you have made a mistake in the month of October. Then whenever you are reversing the same thing in the month of November, because October is already closed, once the period is closed, no journal entry is generated. Reversal means another journal entry will be generated with just opposite. That is the reversal. So in the month of October, no reversal entry can be passed. However, that reversal entry can be passed in the month of November because it is open. But in that case, as per the distinguishment of the transaction, you can use alternatively two numbers of reversal reason. First one is, if you are reversing in the same month in which you selected, you discover the mistake. That is the one way. In that case, you can use 01, and 02 you can use for those documents where the mistake has been committed in a back month or several months back, right? So you have to select alternative posting date. Otherwise, what will happen? The same date in which the error has been occurred, that date has to be used for the posting date, for the reversal posting. So normally it is not desirable. Normally it is not required. If you select alternative posting date, then what happens? The system is dynamic. That means any date can be used for the reverse posting date. Suppose I do not select alternative posting date. Let us see what is the problem I am facing. Let us see what is the problem I am facing. Right? Let us pass a transaction. FB50. I am passing a transaction. Then I will make the reversal. Suppose this transaction is passed in the month of 9th October 2022, right? So this is 9th October 2022. So this is my company code. So select the GL account, basic salary account, debit, say 55,000. Then text is being salary paid. So this is your bank account. This is credit. Star means debit will be copied to credit. Then enter. Then again enter. Okay, this is the simulation. So the posting date, document date and posting date is 9th October, and I click on post, right? So this is document number 14. Suppose I want to reverse this particular document, right? So this document was originally mistaken in the month of October, and the document number is 14. So now I want to reverse the document today. Today means after 1 month. Then go to the financial accounting, general ledger. The system is slow today. Okay, you have to go to the document entry, right? You have to go to the document, then you have to go to the reverse. This is individual reversal. I will also tell mass reversal. There is no just many documents can be reversed at a time. Suppose I go to the FB08, right? Now I give the document number 14, right? And I am giving the reversal reason. What is the reversal reason I am using now? 01. But what is the difference? What is the changes I have done in the 01? In the 01, I deselected the alternative posting date, right? So alternative posting date I deselected. So now let be 9th November 2022, right? This is the date in which I want to reverse. That means reversal I am going to do it after 1 month, right? So in this case, if I click on post, then what will be the message? One error message is coming. What is the error message? The error message is saying reversal region 01 only permits posting date 9th October 2022. Why these things happens? Because in the reversal region, let us go to the reversal region again, 01. So in the reversal region, I have removed the alternative posting checkbox. That means due to removing that checkbox, then the document can be reversed on the same date when the mistake has been committed. Again I am telling, by removing this checkbox, what happens? The reversal document must be passed in the same date when the mistake has been committed, right? So in this case, what will happen? So in this case, I have to use this 02, right? So 01 cannot be used. 01 can be used in those cases where the reversal can be made exactly when the document is passed, exactly the date when the document is passed. So what happens, this may not be suit in all circumstances, because sometimes we are able to get the mistake, we able to understand there is a mistake after a long back, maybe after 1 month, 2 months, maybe after quarter, end of the quarter, when we do the closing process, then when we realize that the mistake has been committed 2 months back. So in this case, what happens, you have to make it very much dynamic. So very much dynamic means once you select this alternative posting date, that means by using that reversal reason, you can make the reversal at any date, right? So this is the thing. Again I am coming back, then again I will reverse because things has not been synchronized. Okay, fine. So again I am coming FB08, I am putting the document date 14 and I am putting the date here 9th November. So this is display before reversal. Display before reversal is the last time you can display the document, whether the correct document you are going to reverse or you are going to reverse a innocent document, a true document or a correct document. So this is, if you understand that this one is the original document which you want to reverse, which has been passed in the 9th October, then you can just come back and click on post. Once you click on post, the reversal document number 1005 was posted. So how to see the reversal document? FB03. FB03 is the document now. Once we put FB03, the last document number will appear. Click on enter. So once we enter, then see, previously the basic salary was debited, now the basic salary was credited. Previously the bank account was debited, the bank account was credited, now the bank account is debited, right? So now just a minute. Okay, fine. So what is the document number? 1005. So what is the posting date? The posting date is 9th November 2022. So the posting date, alternative posting date checkbox, if you select, then it can be reversed at any date. Once a document is reversed, then while displaying the reverse document, you will find one extra menu, extra icon, that is reversal document. That means original document and reverse document you can see side by side. If I click on the reversal document, then you can see this is the first document which was later on discovered as wrong and we reversed. So this is the date, which is October. If click on the reversal document, then you see this is the document number 1005 and the date of reversal is 9th November 2022. But document date is 9th October 2022. That means this, though the reversal posting date is 9th November, but it reverses the document, original document, on 9th October, right? So then if we click on the header, then what we see, reversal document type is AB. You know, if a essay document type essay is reversed, then the document type AB is created. Okay, so if I see the previous document, if I click on the header data, what I see, previously the document type was essay. Now after reversal it changed to document type AB. So if I click on the header data of the preliminary of the first document, there also I can see reversed by 1005. Okay, in the header data also it will show me that the document has been reversed by document number 1005 and reversal reason 01 has been used, right? So this is the way in which we can see, we know what are the reversal reasons and why it was used. So the most important thing is the date, in which month or which date the reversal entry must be passed, that period must be opened in SAP. If period will not be opened, then how that document will be posted? Whether it is a reverse document or whether it is a normal document, period open is a must, right? If the period is closed, then you can reverse in the current period. So alternative posting date is mandatory, like what I have passed now. Here the mistake was happened in the month of October and we reversed it in the month of November in a alternative date. So any reversal reason that is already there, or if you create a reversal reason, you can also create reversal reason of your own. In this case you have to select negative posting and alternative posting date. You can also create own reversal reason. For own reversal reason, very simple, you can click on the new entries button, but the short name should be unique, not similar to this. Suppose I click on the new entries, I put the reversal reason 08 and I put it as reversal, no, I put it as general reversal of of 7200, right? So this is my reversal procedure, sorry, my reversal reason. Then click on save. Okay, once I click on save, then automatically this is appearing here. So any reversal that will be happened in my company code, I can also use this reason for this purpose, right? So this is the way what happened, what we have discussed in the last class. Now we will discuss a very important concept in SAP. I am opening one Excel sheet. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. Then there is a topic called parallel accounting. Okay, it is a very big concept in SAP, parallel accounting. Though I have given just a glimpse of parallel accounting in previous session, one of the previous session, but the real parallel accounting understanding and application of parallel accounting will be discussed today itself. So what is the meaning of parallel accounting? See, before giving the elaborating the description of parallel accounting, let us take an example. In India, let us talk about India. In India, we have to keep books of accounts as per Companies Act as well as Income Tax Act, isn't it? So in India, we have to parallelly prepare the books of account as per the Companies Act as well as the Income Tax Act. Why? Because you have to prepare your profit and loss account, balance sheet, your cash flow statements, your groups according to the Companies Act for the purpose of statutory audit, right? But your accounts is also subject to another audit which is called tax audit, right? So in case of tax audit, you have to also compute again your income, your profit or loss for the purpose of taxation. So what is the practice in India? In the practice in India is, first of all, prepare prepare financial statement as per Companies Act, right? Then find out net profit or net loss as per Companies Act. Okay. Then while preparing the net profit or net loss as per the Income Tax Act, you make add or less, isn't it? Add or less means there are some expenses which are expressly allowed in as per the Companies Act, but those expenses are not allowed as per the Income Tax Act. Similarly, there are some items of revenue which are expressly allowed in Companies Act but not as per the Income Tax Act, or some incomes may be allowed as per the Income Tax Act but not as per the Companies Act, right? So that is the treatment difference. So similarly, depreciation as per the Companies Act is on the basis of life of the asset, but depreciation as per the Income Tax Act is as per the reducing balance method. So depreciation is something which is charged to the profit and loss account. So the exact amount of depreciation which is charged as per the Companies Act, it always differs than the depreciation as per the Income Tax Act. So in this case, you have to add or less the differentials in the profit or loss which is computed as per the Companies Act, and finally we arrive at profit or loss as per Income Tax Act, right? So this is the way in which in India we prepare our profit or loss as per the Income Tax Act, right? But this method is not a standard practice. This method normally has to be adopted by small organizations or unprofessional organizations, right? So what is the organizations who have already implemented SAP? They don't have to do this for procedures, right? Because this procedure is specifically applicable for small business. If some company has already implemented SAP, then they have to prepare two sets of books of accounts in parallel. Okay, they have to prepare two sets of books of account in parallel. So what is two sets of books of account? Let us understand. Again I am telling, suppose your group headquarter is in UK. Then what happens? You have to record each transaction as per the law of UK, isn't it? Why? Because you require consolidation. At group level, isn't it? So you require consolidation at group level. So for consolidation at group level, what you have to do? Each and every transaction which are passed in the company code which is operating in India, that should be on a real time basis, should be recorded as per the UK law, right? Accounting practice in UK, or UK GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles of UK, or say IFRS, right? So in India, you are following two things: income tax, Companies Act, or you can say uh, Ind AS, right? Similarly, this is Income Tax Act 1961, but here for UK you have to follow another one, that is IFRS, right? So what happens, you require three sets of books of accounts, So what does it mean? Your accounting transaction should be recorded in three buckets. So I am saying it, three buckets, right? So three buckets, what is the meaning of three buckets? That means even if you pass a transaction, that will be recorded in the first bucket, second bucket and third bucket. So how it will be possible? Because you know, regarding Ind AS, income tax and IFRS, 99% cases the treatment of the transaction is very same with the Ind AS, Income Tax Act and IFRS, right? 99% cases the treatment is same as per the Ind AS, as per the Income Tax Act, as per the IFRS. However, only 1% cases there is treatment difference. So what is 1%? That means out of 100 transactions, 99 transactions are same in three places or three buckets, right? So out of 100 transactions, 99 transactions are same in three buckets, but only one transaction out of 100, there may be treatment difference, there may be valuation difference as per the different laws or different principles or difference of practices. So again I am telling, so therefore SAP also have the mechanism. That means 99% cases, if you pass the transaction as per the Companies Act, then automatically it is copied in another bucket for the Income Tax Act, in the third bucket as IFRS. So I am using the word bucket. Understand it? Bucket, why I am using that layman's language? Normally every trainer use the word ledger. So ledger means, our people, we normally understand ledger means general ledger. No, ledger means identification of the bucket. So in SAP memory, SAP database, if you pass 99 transactions where there is no valuation difference, there is no treatment difference, then automatically it is copied in three places. So while it is copied, another thing is also there. Here the currency will be INR. Here the currency will be INR. Okay, but in case of IFRS, the currency will be euro, right? So that is also another thing. So how these things will happen? While doing the parallel recording, this is called parallel accounting. So in case of parallel accounting, 99% transactions automatically recorded in the three buckets as well as in parallel currencies. That means here is INR, here is INR, here is euro. That means the company code is an Indian company. So the transactions will be recorded in Indian currency. Then immediately the same transaction is copied in another bucket in Indian currency, and again it will be copied in another bucket in euro. right? So these buckets are nothing. Actually, these buckets are nothing but called ledger. Okay, this is nothing but called ledger, right? So ledger means identification of that bucket. Normally the group, for the purpose of group, the bucket used for the group is the standard ledger or standard bucket. The name is 0L, right? So 0L is the identification of standard ledger. That means 0L is normally used for the purpose of group concept, right? And for Companies Act and Income Tax Act, we have to create another two numbers of ledgers in addition to 0L, right? 0L is called leading ledger. 0L is called leading ledger, and another two ledgers, they are called non-leading ledger. Non-leading ledger, right? So why it is called non-leading ledger? Because 0L is only one ledger in SAP software which is the leading ledger, and this is normally used for the group reporting. Suppose this particular company code has no group concept, that means this is the only single company code and there is no parent or there is no group. So in this case, this 0L can be used for Companies Act, and another ledger has to be created. That means it requires only two numbers of financial statement, not three. So in this case, for this first one, we can use the ledger bucket name or the ledger name called 0L. So ledger name means identification of that bucket, not that I am creating ledger account. Don't confuse it, because all the students in India, whenever we talk about the ledger, they feel that some general ledger, it is talking about some general ledger. No, in SAP memory we have to make the identification or make the name of three places or three buckets: first bucket, second bucket, third bucket. So 0L is a bucket, and in addition to the 0L, which is standard ledger, which is already there in the system SAP software, we have to create another two buckets for parallel recording of the transaction, right? So in the initial stage, I have also created two numbers of buckets already, right? So again, I have also created your currency euro for the purpose of parallel recording, right? So that's why whenever I pass any transaction here, it is recorded not only in Indian currency as per the Companies Act or as per the Income Tax Act, as well as per the group principle or IFRS. So let us see. I will just recap to that ledger where it is created. Suppose I go to a transaction FB03, right? So my company code is 7200, fiscal year is 2022. Suppose this is the transaction, say 10, right? This is the transaction 10. So now if I click on display currency, so what happens? I see three numbers of currencies are appearing. Okay, so what are these currencies? Let us understand. One is document currency, another is local currency, another is group currency. So what is the meaning of this document currency, local currency and group currency? Document currency is that in which the document is posted. This document or document number 10 is posted in INR. So what is the local currency? Local currency is the currency of the company code. So what is my company code? 7200. So what is the local currency of the company code? Same, INR. Then if I select the group currency means what is the currency used in the client, or what is the currency used in this particular server. So server currency is always used as the group currency. So if I click select group currency, then it is showing 230.41 euro. I will show you how this 230.41 is coming, because it is taking one exchange rate on 8th November. In the 8th November, taking the exchange rate in the exchange rate table. So exchange rate means what is the value of 1 euro corresponding to Indian currency. Okay, so from there it convert the Indian currency into euro, and this is for your group consolidation, right? So how do you know that what is the client currency? Let us open another screen. So many screens are opened, but okay, fine. So there is a transaction code SCC4. Sorry, S. Okay, just a minute. There's a problem in the software. SCC4. So if I click on the SCC4, we see there are different clients. So what is the client we are using? We are using the client 800. So what is the currency of the client 800? Euro, EUR, that is for euro. So all the transactions in our document currency or local currency will be automatically converted into euro, because that is the client currency. So our group headquarter is in UK, and they are using currency euro, and all our transactions will be automatically recorded in document currency INR, in local currency or company code currency INR, as well as group currency, that is euro. So here every transaction is recorded parallelly, right? Suppose I put the transaction code FB03 again, right? So here let us go to the document list. While I am going to the document list, by default it is showing 0L. So what does it mean? That means 0L is the leading ledger, right? So in addition to the leading ledger, there are also another two ledger for my company code. Okay, let us see that two ledgers. So two numbers of ledgers I have created. One is M1, another is M2. M1 is for the purpose of Companies Act, that is the first non-leading ledger. M2 is for the purpose of Income Tax Act, right? So if I select M1 here and click on execute, enter, so what happens? How many transactions are appearing? 18 items displayed. So 18 numbers of items are displayed as per the Companies Act. Similarly, for 0L also, enter. 18 numbers of items are displayed, right? Similarly, let us go to the M2. M2 means, let us click on the drop down, that is another ledger, that is for, sorry, this is for Companies Act, M2 is for the Income Tax Act. So if I select M2 here and click on continue and enter, so how many transactions are there? 18 transactions are there, and these 18 transactions are very much same from one another. These 18 transactions are very much same from one another, right? Suppose there is a situation where there is a perception difference or valuation difference. So in this case, I cannot use the transaction code FB50. Again I am going, if if there is a transaction which is to be passed only for Indian accounting standard but not as per the Income Tax Act, not as per IFRS. So how this transaction can be passed? See, I know there is a transaction code FB50. This is a transaction code FB50, right? So till today, whatever entries I have passed in FB50, right? But suppose a particular once I pass a transaction in FB50, what does it happen? What has already been happened? All the transactions are recorded parallelly in 3 buckets. Okay? Again I am telling, while using the transaction code FB50, then all the transactions are very much similar, right? All the transactions are very much similar. So only thing is the uh, the third transaction, that is the transactions group currency conversion will also there. For every entry there will be a local currency, there will be a document currency as well as a group currency, because group level consolidation is also required, right? So till now whatever entries I have passed, those are very same in 3 buckets like 0L, M1 and M2. Okay, these are the M1. So M1 is for Companies Act, M2 is for Income Tax Act, and this is for IFRS. Okay, so leading ledger is for IFRS, right? So there are 3 things here. So if we pass a transaction in FB50, irrespective of anything, the document will be posted at 3 places along with parallel currency or client currency or group currency, that is euro. However, for one number of cases, 1% of cases, there is a perception difference. So when there is a perception difference, I cannot use FB50 for transaction posting. I have to use FB50L. L means ledger, right? So click on FB50L. So previously we have used the transaction code FB50. Now we are looking the transaction code FB50L. And you see everything is same. No, only one thing there is a difference. So what is that thing? In case of posting in FB50, this field was not there. Okay, again I am going to the FB50 screen. Again I am going, you will see. I am going here. Is there any field like group, ledger group? No. So what is the difference between FB50 and FB50L? In FB50L, you can have the option to pass the transaction in a specific scenario or in a specific bucket, so that there is an extra field here, ledger group, right? So there is an extra field here called ledger group, right? So if I pass any transaction here, then it will be saved in that ledger only, but in not other ledger. So let us try to pass a transaction here. Actually number range is not created. I will create the number range, but let us try it. So suppose there is a transaction where we want to pass it only as per the Companies Act, not as per the income tax, not as per the leading ledger. Then I have to select M1, right? I have to select M1. Suppose this is the entry which I want to pass here. Any accounting entry. We have practically not created any kind of document like that, which will be having practically difference in the Companies Act and Income Tax Act, but because few GLs we have created, so I am selecting this basic salary. Anyway, I am selecting a entry but I want to post it, say 1 2 3 4, say test, and here actually this type of entries are passed everywhere. Only the depreciation or scientific research, etc., etc., donations, where there is a treatment of in income tax. Suppose you are giving a donation, so that may be allowed up to 100% in income tax, and there are some donations which are allowed 100% in Companies Act, but 40% is allowed in Income Tax Act. So that kind of things, you well know all these things, but I am not going to that way. My point is I have to show you how this happens. Detailed tax provisions and everything, we know it very well. So now I want to pass a transaction, but specifically in M1. Suppose I put enter. So what is showing here? Ledger M1 is not active in company code 7200. That means I have to make it active first. Though it is created, but it is not active in 7200. Right? So what I have to do? I have to open another session. So in the customization, I have to activate that. So go to the financial accounting, then go to the financial accounting global settings, ledgers, then ledgers and fields. So here it is shown as define ledgers for the general ledger accounting, right? So now this is M1. Only the leading ledger you have to select this tick mark as leading, others are non-leading. So I have created this M1. So this screen is fine. Then that define currencies of the leading ledger. So if I click on define currencies of the leading ledger, what I will see? 7200, that customization I previously done. So sorry, okay, fine. So this our leading ledger 0L, that will be for the group reporting. It uses the first currency INR, but second currency is euro. This customization I have already completed. This is the group currency, that is 30. Currency 10 as per the SAP is company code currency. Currency 30 is as per the group currency, and the group currency is euro, what we see in the transaction code SCC4, which is the client currency. So this is fine. So that's why every transaction is recorded in Indian currency as well as euro. Then second is define and activate non-leading ledger. Let us click here. So here I have to put M1. M1 is the bucket for Companies Act. Click on continue. Okay, here I have not done any customization, so it is not active. So click on the new entries button, right? My company code is 7200. Click on enter. Once I click on enter, then I will click on no. You don't have to put yes. If you put yes, because it is your company code is already productive, active, but many transactions were also passed. So therefore you have to put no. When you put no, then only your non-leading ledger will be activated in the middle. Actually, before passing a single journal entry, this concept should be applied. But we have passed so many journal entries without application of this concept, because this concept will parallelly record the transaction in 3 places, right? So as well as here this is the non-leading ledger M1, and M1 is for the Companies Act, right? So regarding currency 2, currency 3, fiscal year, your variations, these not have to be changed. These will be very same. Currency will be INR, fiscal year variant will be April to March, etc., etc. So you don't have to make any changes. Then click on save, right? Then come back and again create another one. Another one is M2. So put here M2. M2 is for what? Income Tax Act. Enter. Click on the new entries button. Here also put 7220, 7200, put enter and click here no. So for the Income Tax Act also this ledger is active. Okay, or this bucket is now active. Okay, so after activation of this bucket, then let us create the number range. So what is the use of number range? Suppose some of the transactions there is a difference in valuations. That means it will be recorded in Companies Act, but it will not be recorded in IFRS. It will be not be recorded in Income Tax Act. So in this case, I have to assign the number range to that particular ledger. Otherwise, whenever that ledger specific posting will happen, again I am telling ledger specific posting. What is the meaning of ledger specific posting? That means I am making a posting specific to that accounting principle. That means that entry will be recorded in Income Tax Act only. That means bucket M1 only. So in this case, for M1, I have to assign a number range. Why? What is the use of number range? That is document number range. Whenever you pass any transaction, a document or journal entry will be saved with a number range. So normal number range we always know. That is OBA7, document type and number range. But here, in addition to the document type and number range, there is another thing which is ledger specific number range. So how to create a ledger specific number range? Click on the ledger, click on the document, right? Then click on the document number range. Okay, now click on the document number range. Just a minute. Document number ranges. This is document type. Okay, I don't have to go to the number range. I have to go to the document type. So click on define document type for entry view in a ledger, right? So click on here. Here it is asking which ledger you need a number range. Most important thing is, just a minute, I am again coming back. This is define document types for entry view. This is OBA7, nothing. This is OBA7, document type and number ranges, right? Where we have created the number ranges like SA, we have created from here. However, apart from this number range, we want another use for the purpose of ledger specific posting. So click on here, second one, select M1 and click on continue. Okay, so click on new entries button, put document type SA and number range 01. We know that document type SA uses the number range node 01. So I am putting SA and 01, but it is linked with the M1 and click on save. Okay, there is an error coming here. So define document types for entry view in a ledger. Okay, fine. So we will create a number range for the document type SA, but that number range will not be 01. Why? Because 01 is that number range which is used for the posting to all the buckets. So we will create another number range for it, right? We will create another number range for it and link the document type SA. So how to create a number range? First of all, let us create a number range which will be entirely new. So define document number range for the entry view. So put the company code, say 7200. This number range is specific for my posting to the specific bucket. So click on insert interval and put the number range, say a very unique number range you have to keep. Suppose 85, suppose 88, say 88, 2022. I am putting here 2001 to 3000. Click on save. It should be a unique number range. This number range must not be used previously. Click on save. So this is my intention is all my ledger specific posting. Ledger, who is ledger? M1 ledger. M1 ledger specific or M1 bucket related, only M1 bucket related, I will use 2001 to 3000. Okay. So I have created 88. Under 88 I created that. Then let us try. I will go to the document type and I will go to here. M1 is by default coming. Click on here. Click on the new entries button. Document type essay and put here 88 and click on save. Right. So mind it. So what you have to do? You cannot use 01 here because 01 number range is specifically meant for passing essay document in 3 buckets. Every 3 bucket the number range 01 will be used. But if in the document type essay you pass a specific entry in bucket M1, then you have to create a specific number range for that purpose. So I created a specific number range 88 under another range which is different, not within my previous range. It is completely a different number range, right? It is completely a different document, different number range. So again see what is the number range I have created. So this 88 starts from 2001, ends with 3000. So document type essay with all ledgers that starts with 1 and ends with 1000, right? But if I want to post a document in essay but in a specific bucket, only in a specific bucket, not in 3 places in parallel. So for that I have to create a specific number range for that, and I have to link that number range with the document type here in the defined document type for entry view in a ledger, right? So I have linked that. Now let us pass the transaction. So now I want to pass the transaction in M1, enter M1. Okay, here it is saying debit credit indicator. Okay, I have to put star here, then put enter. Okay, this is also debited. I have to credit actually. Okay, I am cancelling and again posting the document, right? So FB50L, right? Then I have to select my bucket M1. Then I am putting it here 400 100 debit. Amount is say 1234. I am putting it test in M1, that means first bucket. Then this is credit, amount is star, this is plus, this is simulate, and this is post, right? So where this document posted, the document is posted 2001 is the document number. Then let us display the document. Okay, suppose I want to display the document FB03. Mind it, actually this is a very important chapter. See, I go to the document list, fiscal year 2022. What is the ledger here? 0L. Then I click on execute. Click on enter. How many documents are displayed? 18 documents are displayed, right? 0L is for IFRS. Then come back. I select M2, right? Again I click on execute, click on enter. How many documents are there? 18 documents are there. But If I select M1, right, which is for income tax purpose, click on execute and enter. How many documents are there? There are 19 documents, right? Again see, there are 19 documents. What is the extra document? This is the extra document 2001. Again I am showing you, if you do not specify anything, this is 2001, which is recorded in bucket M1, ledger group M1, but this transaction is not recorded in 0L as well as M2. This transaction is not recognized in IFRS, and this transaction is not recognized in income tax. So therefore this transaction is recognized in your Companies Act only. So that is called ledger specific posting. So for ledger specific posting, you have to use FB50L, not FB50, right? So FB50L, where there is a extra requirement, that is you have to specify which ledger that document has to be posted. So in this case, though 99% cases, if you pass a single document, that will be shown in the three places, that is 0L, M1, M2, but only 1% cases, if there is a valuation difference, if there is a treatment difference between Companies Act, Income Tax Act and IFRS, don't use FB50. You have to use FB50L, so that that particular document you have to specify in which ledger group these things happens. So in ledger posting, you can see FB50 is the parking, but FB50L means, see, here is the extra. That means somebody is parking the document in a specific ledger group, in a specific bucket, not all the bucket. But if that particular parking will be in FB50, then it is a general transaction. Understand? Similarly, F-02, the posting will be very tedious because the line items will come one after another. But you can put the fast posting in FB50 because it is like Excel sheets. So the entry will be very fast. But F-02 also can be used for the accounting entry, but it is time taking because line items will come one by one. So if you go to the FB01L, here you have to select the ledger group here in the header data tab. So I go to the F-02. See, if the F-02, there is no ledger group here, right? But in FB1L, it is added L. L means ledger specific, bucket specific, perception specific. Okay, so that is the discussion, that is the intention. In SAP ECC6, there is a facility of parallel recording of transaction. Parallel recording means it can be recorded in all buckets, in all valuations, in all places. But if 1% of cases there is a perception difference, then instead of FB50 you can use FB50L, or instead of parking in FB50 you can use FB50L, that is ledger specific, right? So this is the discussion of now. So I think you have any questions in your mind, please ask, because it is a very important chapter. It may be confusing to others. I have tried to make it as simple as possible. So ask any questions if you have. Any questions on your behalf regarding the ledger specific? No questions? Lalatendu, is there any question regarding the ledger specific posting? Ramakant? Actually, this is the very advanced application. Most of the companies, including our company code, including Nalco, maybe in the mining corporation. Lolatendu, in mining corporation, have you used any parallel ledgers? Lolatendu, have you used any parallel ledgers? Pradipta, have you anywhere seen parallel ledgers? Ajit, have you seen parallel ledgers? Ajit, Ajit, have you seen any parallel ledgers anywhere during the audit process or anything? Most of the Indian companies, they do not use those things. Normally, it is not a standard practice. SAP has lots of facilities. So once SAP is implemented, these things has to be used, so that there is no Excel application. Actually, for the Income Tax Act, when tax audit will come, there is add or less items which are expressly allowed, items which are not expressly allowed. So these things also happens. So uh, in Odisha Mining Corporation, I may be expecting that there will be no parallel ledgers. Also in Nalco, there is no parallel ledgers. But parallel ledgers are very much important. It should be there, and so that the transaction will be recorded in parallel, and balance sheet and profit and loss account can be prepared on a real time basis. No addition or add or less mechanism in Excel sheets. Okay, so that is the discussion till now. So in the next class we will discuss the next areas, how these things is having a impact. So we have also posted one transaction in the bucket M1. Same thing also we can create for the M2. M2 is for the Income Tax Act. I have demonstrated M1 for the Companies Act. So ledger specific posting can be happened in M1 or M2. Okay. So good night to all of you. In the next session again we will join. Thank you.